Everybody, I'm Tony George. He is Scott Spreitzer. This is the NFL Marquee Matchup, courtesy of DocSports.com. Be sure and click the link in the description below. Come over and get you a free $60. This guy's been tearing it up in the NFL. I finally had a good week in the NFL.
Nice. Yeah.
Saturdays has been off the chain for me. Plus, we have 10 other great handicappers over there. And 90% of the stuff over there is absolutely free, including our daily videos on YouTube and many others. So be sure to get over to Docs, get informed, get hooked up, and get ready to win some money here on Sunday. Scott, last week we mentioned in the 10 and 10 video that 10 out of 12 games, or 10 out of how many games there was, all were one possession football games last week. The Las Vegas Sportsbook cleaned up.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something right now. You're going to have a lot of money on the New England Patriots taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, and most of it's going to be on New England.
Sure.
They're laying 3.5 on the road. The total's around 44 here. And you have to ask yourself this question. Of course, we're talking about Belichick and Brady, but not only off a loss, but kind of an ass-kicking against the Ravens, who have proven to be the best team in the AFC. It's not the Patriots right now.
It will be in playoffs.
It probably will be, but I'm wondering if this is a game where Brady and Belichick want to prove that last week was a fluke and, this, that, and the other. We weren't, they played a soft schedule. This is not an easy game to bounce back from.
You know what?
Taking on the Eagles on the road.
They had the week off. They've won and covered 4 of the last 5, coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
Nobody out there is really talking. There's a couple of people out there in the non-sports betting media that are talking about it. But one of the things I like about New England for the rest of the season, and he had really not yet got his feet wet when they took on Baltimore, Mohamed Sanu. I mean, this guy's now a New England Patriot.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with Sanu, you've got to deal with Edelman, Sony Michel, James White. All of a sudden, the talent level, the skilled players of New England's getting deeper and better, good enough to where they could cut loose Josh Gordon. And I think this is going to be a difference maker in this game. If you've watched Philadelphia a couple of times this year, they're not completely healthy in the secondary, and they've been beaten a few times, more than a few times, on deep routes. That's not Philadelphia-esque,
right.
Since Peterson has been there. And Carson Wentz is not having a great season. He can be harassed by a good pass rush. Listen, I know New England didn't do so well against Lamar Jackson, Baltimore offense.
Who has?
They've been in control of everybody else. And who has are the key 2 words, obviously, when you're talking about them. But it's a situation here where it is awfully tough. Both teams coming off a bye. It's awfully tough to go against New England when Belichick's off a bye week. It's tough to go against him anytime. He's a 59% cover since he's been the head coach of these New England Patriots. And I think he and Brady, since Brady's been the starter, it's like 61, 62% against the spread. And you got to lay a premium usually when you're betting the New England Patriots. So listen, man, for me, I say this every week. I say this every season. I'm either on New England in the regular season or I'm not on the game. And that's the choice we got to make in this particular contest.
Well, one thing, too, obviously the mobility of Jackson really hurt them. And secondly, when you're talking about mobility quarterbacks, Carson Wentz is his injury. He ran around and got a lot of yards with his legs before
the
injury. And after then, he's been pretty much more of a pocket passer and hasn't been able to extend plays. So that's going to be a problem against this defense because they're going to want to atone for getting it handed to them on national television, on a national TV game. And secondly, with this secondary being, first of all, not that good to begin with, and still banged up, Tom Brady is going to have a field day against these guys in the secondary. And I think if you get into a game here where the Philadelphia Eagles, despite the fact that Doug Peterson is a very good football coach, have no illusions, and of course Schwartz is a great defensive coordinator, at the end of the day, if you want to get into a scoreboard trading type of game with New England, you're not going to win this game and you're not going to cover the number at home. The only way I can look, it's either New England or nothing for me.
Yep, and that's the way I do it every week in the regular season. When New England's on the board, it's got to be the Patriots or nothing at all. When it gets to the playoffs, you can kind of pick and choose your spots to go against New England, but again, with how well they've played against the spread also throughout the course of this Brady-Belichick combo, it's a situation where you're kind of dumb if you're going against an 18-year 60% trend.
Yeah.
By the way, unless he's going up against a mobile quarterback, which, as Tony explained, Carson Wentz isn't much of a mobile quarterback anymore. He's got that crazy record. It's like 17-5 or 16-5 against rookie quarterbacks. You know, one of the quarterbacks that beat New England in his rookie year, Geno Smith. because he can move.
Right.
So it's a situation where, if you're going up against a mobile quarterback, you think twice about New England. But Carson Wentz isn't what he used to be.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Ertz is a great tight end.
He is.
But Carson Wentz not only is a little bit immobile, their running game is iffy at best. Here's the other thing I noticed too that's really going to make you want to take. His receivers, Wentz's receivers this year, have had trouble hanging on to footballs. They've had a lot of drops on the offensive side of the ball. It's New England or nothing for this kid. I don't know about you. He's Scott Spicer. He's hotter than hell in the NFL. I'm coming off a great week. Come on over to DocSports.com. Get informed and get paid. Thanks for tuning in to the Marquee Matchup.